Come on, let's get this cracking.
Can you picture this? Baby, David, good looking, baby. See why I got another. I see y'all. Yeah. Can you picture this? You know, rocking with CYPT. Podcast of the D with Clay and the crew. It's like my CTV. They be in the game out so much, you could take the same route. Especially if you take risks, this YouTube view makes sense.
What up, though? You're listening to the CYPT podcast. It's the podcast of the strongest, fastest, most powerful print shop on this side of the Eastern Seaboard.
Indeed.
I'm just Niles.
It's your boy Boogie behind the camera.
And I'm Clay. And we have a guest today. And introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Yolanda Masey.
Yolanda Masey from where?
I am from Hooked On Books Childcare.
Hooked On Books Childcare. Tell me a little bit about Hooked On Books.
Well, we're located at 24532 West McNichols, Detroit, Michigan.
West Side.
19, yes.
Okay, so you got a little daycare.
Yeah.
And how long have you had this daycare?
Well, I've been in business for 9 years. We just relocated.
Okay.
10/30/23. We relocated from a home, group childcare, and we're actually in a center now.
Okay. So you started this at your house?
Yes.
At the crib?
At my house. Yes. At my house. Yes, I did.
How many kids was at your house?
14.
14 kids?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I don't have any children, so it's myself and my husband. Well, he wasn't in child care, but he lives in the house. So we have like a 5-bedroom house, 3 bathrooms. So I had child care in these empty bedrooms that I had. And when I shut the door, I didn't see the child care.
Okay.
So it
Makes
was
sense.
pretty cool because we have enough space.
Okay, makes sense.
Is that the secret? Is a space? I've seen 2 kids in a mansion and it looks like there's not enough room. I mean, swinging from chandeliers. How do you manage 14 adolescents?
Yeah, because, I came from a very no-nonsense, strict family.
Oh,
and so I'm the same way.
Okay.
I don't play with you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, you said
you don't
that.
play
I'm
with
like,
kids. Yeah, you don't play with me. So, but we're going to have fun, though.
So I want to ask you this. When I was coming up and the generation before me, it was more of a village type thing when it came to kids. You could, if you did some wrong, you could get chastised all the way down the block. It's a little different than like that now. A lot of people don't want anyone at all giving them any type of advice on how to raise their children. So how do you deal with that? What do you do?
That is true. I wish we get back to that because it takes a village to raise a child.
I don't think we can. But
the respect is gone. And that's the problem.
It is.
Respect is gone. But, well, I kind of, because, it's sad, but children are with me from 8 to 10 hours a day. And the children are not the problem. It's the parents.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Shh, don't say nothing.
yeah, no.
It's the parents.
I believe
I
that.
totally believe that, yeah.
Because, you do things unconsciously. And a lot of parents do things unconsciously from whatever they experienced as a child.
Right.
And they can make these brats, and you lay the foundation on how your child's going to act with you. So I remember when we went in the store, my mom was like, don't touch nothing and don't look at anything. And that's exactly what we did.
Right.
Or you was going to get beat down.
Man, what?
So when I told these little kids to do something, I didn't beat them down, but hey, we're going to either have fun, you're going to follow directions, or I'm going to have you sit over there in the corner.
You got that look.
Right, you see me looking now.
Look of authority.
You got that look, man.
And let me tell you, them little kids, and it's the best thing, when you get them little, I get them at 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. It's the perfect time. You can train them very well.
Now, Yolanda, is it just you? Or do you have help?
It was myself, and I did have an assistant, which was my mother.
Okay.
And if you think I'm bad, we can't, no nonsense generation. She's, no no nonsense. So it was very easy to get these kids to do things and to follow direction because they had fun doing it. Mm-hmm. So we had a routine, and they knew that routine. Mm-hmm. And you want to learn. You're eating good, healthy, fresh food that's being cooked fresh every day.
Y'all are cooking?
Do you hear me?
What are some of the meals that you cook for the kids?
Oh my God, we will make fresh chicken noodle soup. Mm. We would make fresh spaghetti. I didn't make the noodles though. We would make greens, fresh mashed potatoes, macaroni fresh. Those kids got their eat on, and they would ask us, "How you get our kids to eat?"
Yeah,
the food is good.
Yeah,
because it's good.
It's more than just kid friendly. They say it's good.
It's good.
Okay.
And and sometimes these children, that might be the only meal they get.
Oh man.
So we wanted to make sure these kids had some hot oatmeal in the morning with some cinnamon and nutmeg and a little butter and some brown sugar. Then we make them pancakes, fresh pancakes and grits and just food that you should.
Hang on. How do I sign up for this? Because this sounds amazing.
The children need it. First thing, you have to give the children nourishment to be able to absorb and learn. Mm-hmm. If they don't get that, they can't.
Right.
So that's the first thing. And then feeling safe, being in a warm environment, and then having a chance to learn through play. So we, at my home, we would take walks and walk to the playground. They love that. Mm-hmm. Just getting outside, getting fresh air.
Yeah.
Talk about the trees, the animals, the squirrel, how many kitty cats we was going to see walking across the street, and the dogs, and it was just beautiful. And they loved it. They didn't want to go home.
Yolanda, what made you want to get from out of your house and move to a building?
Well, I outgrew my house. I didn't have enough space. So I said, I kind of want my house back. I'm tired of people coming to my house every day. Mm-hmm. And I hated working in the house. I'm not a homebody at all. Mm-hmm. So as soon as those kids left, I ran out the door. And I was gone for like 3 hours.
Okay.
Because I was in the house all day. So I said, I got to leave this house. I hate it.
So did your husband want you to move out of the house with the kids?
He didn't even want me to start the child care, first of all.
Where was he?
He didn't want me to start it.
He knew the kids were just going to take over the house. Got toys everywhere, balls and macaroni and cheese.
I had enough room. You didn't see anything.
Really?
I'm anal. My house was spick and span.
Okay.
I'm an anal person. Mm-hmm. House was clean. I get on my husband like, why you didn't clean that up? Mm-hmm. So he was sick of me telling him what to do.
I think all wives are like that.
Yeah. So, no, you didn't even know I had child care. I shut the door. You didn't even know until you went back there and looked. You were like, oh my God, you got a child care. You didn't know. No one knew.
Okay.
It was secluded.
So it's time to go. We find this building. How did you get the building? Were you looking for buildings? Or
I was. I was looking for a building. I found this realtor. I asked her if she could send me some information on commercial property, and they were giving out grants. COVID hit. That was such a blessing.
Really?
I was so wiped out and tired because I was working over 12 hours a day.
While you were doing the child care as well?
No, the child care.
Doing
the child care was the 12 hours.
Yes. Do you know how much paperwork you got to do?
Not at all.
Oh my God.
Like per child.
You got state funding. So I will get DHS payments from the state for children. I had a food program that I was in. You got to send documentation on each child, meal plan, all this stuff. And you got to send all this documentation. You have to have parent handbook. You have to have parents sign consent form to give you permission to have them. Then you have to do all these trainings constantly in different areas of childcare. It is, you live and breathe this childcare.
So you did things by the book, and I know it's a lot of young ladies out here that want to start up a childcare. What are some of the things that they can do just starting out that they can do things the proper way? What are some of like the licenses, or what are some of the things they can do to just do things correctly?
First thing, you need to go online, look up, and create an entity.
Okay.
Pick your name, make sure no one else has it, and then you have to secure that entity by paying for that name. Mm-hmm. Then next thing you want to do, you want to look up Laura Childcare, and you have to complete a certain amount of training before you can get your certificate for in-home or for a center. Mm-hmm. Once you do that and you get your certificate and you complete everything they ask you, like for your house, you have to get a radon test. Mm-hmm. A radon test is to test your furnace, because your furnace will give off so much radon. Right. And if you are over a certain level, that's a no, mm-hmm. because it could be, harmful mm-hmm. to you and the children. You have to first aid CPR. You have to get a background check. You have to get a TB test. Mm-hmm. You
Jesus
have to
Christ.
have so much training in other avenues that I can't think of right now mm-hmm. to be able to get this certificate.
Now, do your helpers have to have all this training as well?
Yes.
Okay, so even
background check.
Oh, okay, you can't have nobody. Hey, come over and help me. No,
nope.
you got to be right too.
That's right. Because you'll be surprised the people that's on that pedophile list. Mm. Men and women.
Men and women.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's one thing they want to make sure those children are going to be safe, and whoever lives in the home.
Right.
Has to do this too.
Right. So they want to make sure.
So it wasn't just me. My husband had to do this all as well.
Okay.
And he's not even part of it. Just because it's the house.
Just because. That's right.
Just by association.
Just by association. He lives there. Mm-hmm.
So now, did he go to work when like the kids were there, or like was he in the house?
He would come down. And all the children will hug his legs as he was going out the door to work.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know, like, even with like a few young kids, it can get hectic. But you say like 12 to 14.
Let me tell you, I got control.
Okay. So you're controlling all these kids.
I got control. Mm-hmm. And I was wiped out at the end of the day too.
Oh, I bet you was. So how many helpers do you say you have?
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
So you take 7 and she takes 7, or how do y'all do that?
Is it a she?
Yes.
She's just as controlled as you?
Yes. She made me like this, my mother.
Oh, your mom.
Oh, yeah, it's just you and your mom.
Yeah, she made me controlling like this. Okay. She taught me how to be controlling.
Honestly, I don't think that's even a bad thing.
No, it's a good thing if you want to get something done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to complete whatever you start. And that's one habit that I have. Mm-hmm. If I start something, I'm going to complete it.
Right.
Even if I don't want to do it no more, mm-hmm. I'm going to complete it to the end, and I'm going to find something else. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you start something, complete it.
I sensed that from you, too. When you came in, I said, this lady don't play.
Oh,
Niles, we got to get her together.
Listen, man, I could tell. Yeah. All the old school training is right there,
big time.
So let me ask you this. Yes. Right, this is a personal thing going on for me and my family right now. Right now, my mother's looking over one of my cousin's second kid. He's like 4, I think, mm-hmm. right now. But he's seen some things. Some of our inner city youth have seen, some things. It's the environment that they're in.
Same here. Yeah.
Right. They've seen some things. So I can't say upset, but see, the way she raised me was, the old school ways, right? Mm-hmm. But those don't really work the same for him because of the way he was brought up. So certain chastisements don't even work for him. Just because how the situations he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
How do you raise 14 different kids with 14 different ways of learning, with 14 different experiences in their life?
Consistency. Staying true to your word.
Okay.
If I tell you that, if I ask you to do that and you do it again, and I said, if you do that one more time, you're going to have to go over there and sit for a minute and get your thoughts together, then you have to do exactly what you said. You can't go back on your word.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make kids trust you. If I said today, we're going to go outside, I have to take them outside because I said it.
You got to stand on business.
You have to stand on business. And that's why they respected me, and that's why they didn't give me an issue. If it start raining, we'll go to the door and I say, look, it's raining. We can't go outside today.
Mm-hmm.
I know I said we can go, but we can't. And I will make sure I explained it to them. These are 1 and 2 year olds and 3 year olds. I did not talk to them baby talk.
Okay.
I said, look, it's raining. We can't go outside.
Right.
And they looked and they said, it's raining. We can't go outside. And that's not what they said because I couldn't even understand their language, the mumble jumble, but they understood.
Do you accept kids with like learning disabilities like ADHD or autism, and how do you deal with those type of kids that really can't understand like what you're saying?
No, they can't understand. And that's a misconception. They understand very well.
Okay, so
there are different levels
of
autism, and I don't specialize in that. But I do have some children that may have learning disabilities, and I do have one little boy that he's ADHD. Not ADHD, he's autistic. It's the same thing. It's being consistent, consistency. Children are very intelligent. They can manipulate a situation so they can get what they want.
A kid?
Oh, kids are so smart. So they know what to do. And first, they're going to see how far they can go with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't let them go far and you know how to pull them right back, they'll never do it again.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do it one time and you let them have their way, they're gone. They're going to always do whatever they're not supposed to because you let them.
Mm-hmm.
If you stop them and say, hey, we're not doing that, we don't do that here, they won't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was taught. I'm going to say it one time, and that's it. Don't ask me. If I say you can have this, you can. If you can't, you can't. And there's no questions. And so I did them the same way. And these kids listened. They walked down the street, 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds holding hands, and we would walk to the park. And do you know people would stop and they would ask me, how the heck did you get these kids to act like this?
Right.
Consistency. We did the same thing over and over. Now, when I would get new kids, I would hold their hands because they didn't know me and I didn't know them. I didn't know how they would act. So, and then after a while, like we had these long blocks, I would let them run to the corner and I say, hey, this is a corner. I would teach them what a corner was. When you get to the corner, you stop. You look both ways, left and right. Make sure no cars are coming. Then you wait for me, and then we hold hands, and then we cross the street. So if I felt like you was going to go without me, I would never give you freedom again. I would hold your hands.
Now, what are these kids' ages?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They that little.
Now, me, like, in school, kindergarten, elementary, there always was, like, a really, really bad kid that just did not listen.
Yeah.
He went to the principal's office all the time. He was throwing spitballs. Have you ever had any child like that. And how do you deal with some child like that?
You know what I did? I would let all the other kids run. They would stop at the corner. We'll cross the street together, and then I'll let them have that little freedom. But because you wouldn't follow my order, you got to hold my hand, and you can't run with the kid. They hated that.
Did that work?
Oh, yes.
So you got a solution for every kind of child.
You have to. The whole walk, I will hold their hand. Can I run? Nope, because you didn't follow my direction. I told you to stop at the corner, and you didn't stop. You went too far. So I constantly did that, and then there came a point where all the kids had their freedom. They would get to the corner, and they would sit on the ground and wait for me. Because I let them go in front of me so I can watch. And they knew how to cross the street, get each other's hands, and we walked straight to the park. All of them did it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Routine, that's over amazing. And over again, routine. We went snow. If it wasn't raining too hard, if it was just a light mist drizzle, we'll still go. Only time we didn't go if it was too cold, and if I got cold, I know they was cold, so we wouldn't stay out too long. But you can control anything.
Yeah. So nowadays, childcare is so expensive. It's really expensive. Are there any like programs that people can get into to kind of like help them with childcare? And like, what are some of your rates?
Yeah, childcare is
typically
expensive.
What does a day look like? A week charge look like for childcare?
Well, it's the age of the child.
Okay.
Depends on their age.
Okay. From
birth to 5 years old, it's different prices. It ranges, and you know you can get a 5-year-old that's not even potty trained.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that?
Word.
5, 4,
5,
3. Not potty trained. It's a shame. And so you're going to charge, you're an infant.
So they get charged higher if they're not potty trained?
No, you're going to get charged the same price as an infant.
Oh, because they're not potty trained.
That's right.
Okay.
They're not potty trained.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the easiest thing to do is potty train your kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard. It's consistency.
Mm-hmm.
It's about every 30 minutes.
What are the best ways to potty train a kid?
Every 30 minutes.
Every 30 minutes.
We're getting on the potty every 30 minutes.
Get on the potty. And,
every 30 minutes.
And so, like, when they go, what do they do? Like,
you teach them. You pull your pants down. You
right?
do it, not me.
Okay, they do pull their pants down, and nothing happens. So you put the pants back on. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Go again in another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And when that happens,
and you'll catch them.
How do you reinforce it? Like, what do you do? Like, praise them? Like, what is?
I let them know, hey, we did it.
Okay.
We did it. You notice that feeling?
It's the positive reinforcement.
Positive reinforcement.
You caught that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So now they can recognize, oh, that's what that means.
Okay.
Them recognize that feeling that they get because they don't know what that is yet.
Mm-hmm.
So when they recognize that, then, go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Every 30 minutes. I tell parents that every 30 minutes, especially if they eat something. Oh, we're going to the bathroom. It might even be 15 minutes after they eat something or drink something because they're going to go to the bathroom.
Wow. How do you remember all this? You got to go 30 minutes. You got to go 30 minutes. How do you do all that?
Do you like set alarm on your phone?
Okay.
Something to go off.
Mm-hmm.
Just routine and habit that I've taught myself to train the kids doing. We would just go every 30 minutes because I wasn't changing nobody's diapers.
Okay, so they get charged like an infant. Typically, like what are some ranges of like child care, this pricing?
Child care pricing. So for infants, and this is not expensive, it's $300 a week.
$300 a week,
and that's cheap.
Okay, yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12.
Mm-hmm.
So the younger the kid, the more expensive they are, because the more attentive you have to be.
Yes, they can't do anything for themselves.
They can't
do anything for themselves.
Are you paying for these expenses out of pocket for the child care, or how do you get funded for a child care?
Well, funding to start a business?
Well, I assume that there has to be like that. Gotta have enough food. The books, the crayons, the everything you would need.
Yes. So
like,
over the past 9 years, because over the past 9 years, I have been, might as well say, collecting so much stuff. I didn't know I had so much stuff in my home for childcare. So they might have they will call it a Super Saturday, where we will do training, different childcare training in different areas, different subjects. And they may have different gifts for us that they got awarded from some state program for children and whatever, and they give us the training. So they got funds for this, and then they get childcare providers. They will give out these different, might be reading books, it might be different types of developmental learning toys, different things like that. So it's very good to go to trainings because you do get a lot of items that you may need for training for different age groups.
Right.
So that's one way you can do that. Another way is, you're going to find it yourself. You're going to pay for it. Jesus. You're going to find it. Yeah. If you want a child care, yeah. But COVID hit, and that was the best thing that happened for me anyway. When COVID hit, I got a chance to shut down. I stayed shut down for 1.5 years. I got a chance to rest, literally.
You needed that rest.
I needed it.
Okay.
Because I was about to pop, and I didn't realize. I was stressed out. I was burnt out. So when COVID hit, and I wasn't even paying attention to COVID. They were talking about it before it actually shut down. I was not paying attention. Everybody was calling like, y'all hear we about to shut down? I'm like, what's going on? Because I was not paying attention to the outside world.
So all these years of childcare just kind of like
overwhelmed me.
What did you learn from the burnout? Like, how do you prevent that from happening again? And what are some strategies that you can do to not
Very
burn
hard
out?
because they do not pay you what you're worth. You don't. What they pay, the state of Michigan pay child care providers is not enough at all. But then you have these low economic families in different areas, and they cannot afford what the price of child care is.
So a lot of the income you get is from the state. They pay
some is from the state,
pay it directly to you,
and some is straight out of the parents' pockets.
Okay, so you got to meet a certain criteria to have the state pay for your child's child care.
Need assistance.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So it just depends, and we were actually we've been to the Capitol to I guess protest the pricing that they have for child care providers. It's too low. You wouldn't believe it's too low. You can't afford to get help. You can't afford to pay somebody minimum wage.
Right, to help you out.
Exactly.
Because you probably could use another person there.
Oh, yeah. But you can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get burnt out because you're going to work all these hours. You're going to have these children. And that's why they made changes when COVID hit, because they realized how important child care was. Mm-hmm. Because when we shut down, nobody could go to work because they didn't have no child care.
Everybody had their own kids.
Doctors, lawyers, everybody in every job scale, nobody could go to work because there were no child cares open.
Wow. So how, at a busy day, a long day you have, how do you wind down at the end of the day? And first of all, like, what time is your hours over with? So what time is typically the last parent picking up their kid? Okay,
well, now everything's totally different. So my last child is at 4:30, which
that's not too bad.
I'm thinking about, but
What was it?
It was from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
12-hour shifts every day.
Do you hear me?
14 kids. And
doing the paperwork, doing cooking, and doing all that.
And see, kids' batteries, they have more energy than us. So.
Yeah.
4:30 is not that bad.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's now.
So you at 4:30, you wind, 5 o'clock, you wind down, you clean up the house, and then what? How do you wind?
I ran out the door. I was going to kickboxing.
Okay.
weightlifting,
you still got
kickboxing.
some energy, yeah?
No, I had to do that because I started getting ill and I wasn't feeling good, and I had to like do a 360.
You got ill.
To not eating proper, not exercising, not moving. You start to get stiff. Age, get to 40. You know, things change. You can't see up close no more. So you gotta rejuvenate yourself.
Right.
So I had to change what I was doing to give me more energy, and it worked. And exercise.
What are some of the things besides exercise that you do?
Oh my God, eating fresh vegetables and fruit every day.
What about any like natural supplements that you take? Or
oh my
like that?
gosh. Well, supplements. You can get like some omega-3 fish oil.
Love those.
But what I would do, I used a lot of natural herbs to like give me energy from you wouldn't believe the stuff that's in your cabinet that you wouldn't think to use. Like cinnamon. Fresh cinnamon or just powdered cinnamon. Just fresh cinnamon and drink it.
What does that do?
Stimulates your metabolism.
Where do you get fresh cinnamon at? I've never seen like I went to Kroger.
Oh, I have a cinnamon, the little roll. You know that you buy.
I haven't seen it.
You never seen it?
I never seen it.
Okay, so the cinnamon bark from the cinnamon tree, when they shred it off, it rolls up.
Oh, that's what makes the stick.
Yeah,
that's why it looks rolled up like that. Oh, okay.
They grind that up and make the powder.
Okay,
that's cinnamon.
Where do you get like fresh cinnamon sticks? Do you get fresh cinnamon sticks?
Mm-hmm. Like and put it in some water.
Kroger or?
Oh no.
This is what I'm trying to get.
So you okay?
Where you get?
Well, you know what? At? You can buy powdered cinnamon from any store.
I know the powder,
but the stick you can get from herbal stores. Okay. Like there's one. It is a Asian market that has every herb that you can think of in the world.
Where is that?
Yeah, where's that?
It's right next to Randazzo on Telegraph and Joy Road. It's a hidden gem.
It's on Telegraph and Joy?
Do you hear me? In the plaza, right next to Randazzo.
Okay.
People don't even know that.
No.
They have all the good stuff. I go to Indian markets. Not American Indian, Asian Indian markets.
Okay.
I go to African market.
They got one right here up the street too.
Yes.
They do have one.
I go to African markets.
Okay.
And get their herbs and read about it. I go to Mexican markets. Get their herbs and read about it. And I'm telling you, get yourself together.
That's what's up.
I juice vegetables. So all these vegetables we were taught to, American vegetables. Are not about anything. I go get these foreign vegetables.
Like, because I just bought a juicer, so I'm like, I'm ready to juice up some stuff.
One of my favorites is called bitter melon.
Where we get that at?
Never heard of this.
You can get it from the Asian market. You can get it from Randazzo. You can get it from the Indian store. It is the ugliest squash you ever seen. It has all these bumps on the outside of it. It looked like it broke out in chicken pox.
Oh, okay.
And when I tell you it's nasty, it's so nasty.
But it's so good.
You have to. It's so good. It cleans your blood out.
Yeah, because if you can deal with all these,
it cleans your blood out. It cleans your blood out. Yeah, it's nasty. It's hard to get down. So I would mix mango, kiwi with it, just to tolerate it. It's still nasty, but it flushes and cleans you out.
And you saw results.
Oh. Quick.
Cane
sugar, fresh cane sugar, juice fresh cane sugar, give you energy out of this world. I mean, a rush of energy makes you feel good. Your dopamines is going.
Yeah.
And it cleans your system out. It hydrates your body. Number one thing, you don't realize you're dehydrated. Because this doesn't do anything. Because it has been filtered so much, it's not fresh. So it has nothing in it.
Right.
So you have to get your minerals and nutrients from vegetables.
Okay.
So I would juice vegetables for the hydration. I was dehydrated and I didn't know it. And, you know, you're going through menopause and, you know, us ladies have these hot flashes and night sweats and all this stuff. And you lose water. You don't realize it because you sweating all day. And then you look up and you dehydrated. So also my number one favorite, Thai coconut.
Thai coconut.
Thai coconut. It has it's the green coconut, and once they take the green part off, it's like white, like a husk around it on the outside. So I take a hammer and crack it open, put a straw in it, and suck the water out.
Straight from it.
And when I tell you, if you got a fever, if you got cirrhosis of the liver, if you are
cirrhosis of the liver.
Did you hear what I said?
Cirrhosis of the liver.
Did you hear what I said?
I can't.
It would. Number one, the vitamins,
Hang on,
minerals.
The Thai coconut.
Thai coconut.
That sounds helpful.
Let me tell you, I drink one every day.
Are you hooking up the babies with these super juices to get them big and strong?
Of course I am. I make fresh apple juice. Fresh.
Oh, that's gotta be.
I make fresh applesauce for the kids.
What?
Fresh orange juice. So I go to Randazzo. You know they have a box of apples and prepared. I buy the whole box. Oh, I make fresh apple pies. They are good. And I juice all that for the kids. And I put a little bitter melon in there. And I put a little.
You're not gonna come in tomorrow with a bitter melon.
So Yolanda, I just got a juicer, and I got a 3-year-old, and I want to know is it safe to juice natural raw vegetables for the kids, for her?
Yes, it is.
Because I read something and I said, I'm gonna have to ask somebody. Because I bought it, I really got it for her.
Okay.
She has autism.
Okay.
My 3-year-old, and as you may know that they don't really like eating a lot of vegetables, and they're real picky with what they eat. So I wanted to put it in her.
That's right. That's what you have to do.
And her juices.
And I agree.
So I bought and then I said, before I do this and get this to her, I do a little research, and I just got it, so I'm not done with my research. I'm not going to just stop there.
Well, let me tell you something. First thing, I don't know what type of diet she has or what you are exposed to your child. So all these kids are not autistic just because they're autistic.
Ooh, let's unpack that. What do you mean by that?
So Tylenols make children autistic. You know how many Tylenols they give to pregnant women because they nauseous and not feeling good? Motrin. I shouldn't say that because I'm going to get y'all in trouble. Excuse me. Medications that the FDA passed that are very harmful long term to your children, and not just because the mother took it, you did too. Because it's not just the mother when the child is growing, it's also before conception. What did you dissolve out of your body that your body needed to make every neuron work and fire like a pistol like it's supposed to? What is it missing because of something that you took or your parents took? There's a medication that they used to give out in the 50s. They gave out to a few women. I forgot for what reason. All the women that took those medications, their daughters could not have any children. All of them. That's how powerful medication is. Jesus. The FDA, things that the FDA allow here in America are banned in other countries. So if our FDA loved us so much, why would they allow us to have these products? And other countries have banned them because they know what it does to you.
Yeah.
Skittles.
Yeah.
Hang on now.
Are horrible.
Come on, man.
They are banned.
Skittles?
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Are banned in other countries.
Skittles are banned?
It's other things that you eat every day
hot Cheetos
are banned in other countries because it destroys your body. So, by me saying that, if you can give your child these things that are banned in other countries, you may not know they're banned. Vegetables are okay.
Okay. All right. I'm back on the research tip now.
Vegetables are okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
so when you shopping for the kids, I know you're probably just looking at the ingredients and everything you buy, huh?
I don't too much buy things in a box.
All fresh.
Yeah. Nothing's in a box. I may get some spaghetti noodles because I don't make noodles.
Mm-hmm.
And they may be some quinoa noodles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something that, because anytime when you bleach bread or you bleach something, you take all the nutrients out of it. Just like cane sugar. Cane sugar is sugar.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same as crystallized sugar once they bleach it.
Mm-hmm.
They take all the minerals and nutrients out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what's left is just this sweet taste that can cause, that do cause and will cause you to have diabetes.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful with juicing too. You can juice, I heard you can juice too much, like sugars, and get diabetes as well. Like too much fruit, too much too much fruit juices that's what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but that's what I heard.
I heard this.
Well, if you're on the spectrum already, and you're like one hairline from being a diabetic,
mm-hmm. They can take you over.
Then yeah.
Yeah.
Because you already have underlying issues. But that means you're like just juicing mangoes, that's super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Mangoes and you don't have no greenery in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that bitter, the nastiest vegetable is the best one for you.
Right, yeah.
Everything has a purpose, and you need it in your body some type of way. The good ones, the bad ones. You know, you can overdo anything. You got to have a balance.
Right.
And it's hard to balance yourself out, you know, because we can go from one extreme to the next. It's really hard to have that balance and to see yourself, you know. But if you listen to your body telling you something's wrong, you need something. And you have to say, you know what? It's not about taste. It's about what it's going to do for me.
Exactly.
Do y'all know, y'all remember when everybody looked like toothpicks? Everybody was thin.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? In the 80s?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
How old are you?
34.
Oh, yeah, baby. You remember when everybody was thin in the 80s?
Yeah.
Everybody.
I think we was just more active. Just more active.
The food was different.
Yeah.
The food was different. Everybody cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Fast food was not the same as fast food. Now, everything was fresh and real.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got artificial food. It's not real food. What is it? I can't say that. You know that cheese that you can put on a shelf and you ain't got to put it in the refrigerator?
Ever?
You know it. I don't even want to say the name, but you know.
Ever? Yeah.
Why would you eat that?
It was cheaper. But
you understand?
But that was why.
You understand?
But you gotta understand that you get families like who have these kids in the environment that they are, and this may be the only cheese that they can afford. Not everyone can.
That's not cheese though.
No, it's not. But I was raised on that cheese and that bologna. Block cheese, government cheese.
Now that's real cheese though.
Yeah, that was real cheese.
That's real cheese.
You telling me government cheese was better than the cheese I was raised on?
Yes, that's real cheese.
I don't believe
that's
that.
real cheese. And dairy is not good for you.
Yeah.
So if you left real cheese, if you left
for
government cheese out, it would.
Government cheese is real cheese.
That's wild.
Yeah, some of the best macaroni and cheese ever.
Yeah.
That's what grandma would make it with.
Yeah.
Grilled cheese sandwiches and all. Perfect. You know, we would talk about this health stuff, and we
I want to know because it seems like physically you're giving the kids everything they need. I want to talk more about their mental and their education. The place is called Hooked On Books. Tell me more about that. How did we come up with that name, and what are we doing for not just the physical, but the mental and the emotional for the youth?
Well, I wanted the kids to be hooked on books. I wanted them to have a love for reading. You know, right now the children, they can't read. They're 2, they're 3, but they'll get a book and they'll go sit in the chair. And so they're reading the pictures. And they're using their imagination to tell a story. And they'll act like they're reading to them. And they'll tell me some stories. And I'm listening and I'm engaging with them. I'm building their confidence up, number one. They're learning social, emotional skills. They're learning to share. They're learning to have compassion about someone else's feelings other than themselves. They're learning about germs. We have a book, What Do You Do with Germs? How do we not spread germs? Teach you how to cough in your arm. You know, if you cough in your hand, go wash your hands. If you drop something on the floor, you put it in the trash.
Don't need it.
Yeah. If someone sneezes, you hand them a tissue. You know, just different things like that. Everyday little skills that you think would be normal, but someone has to teach you all that stuff. You just don't pop on earth and say, oh, I know all this stuff because I know it. No, someone actually walked you through it and taught you all these skills. I'm actually supposed to piggyback off the parents, but a lot of these parents ain't.
It feels like the parents are piggybacking off of you.
That's what it is. Yeah. And if I can help and give them a start and help give them a start to have a balanced future, confidence, that will just further their education, that will help them have a balance. Because when a child doesn't have a balance and they don't get that start of a balanced foundation, and that could be home. You don't know what's going on in home. You'd be surprised how little kids is living.
Can you tell the difference? So, like I was telling about my younger cousin. So he'll be with my mother for the week, right? And then the weekend he, goes back home to, his mom and his dad. And then he'll come back and it'll seem like 90% of what my mom had instilled in him has gone out the window.
Do you know I experienced that too?
You have.
When the kids leave on Friday, I gotta redirect them on Monday. It's because everybody got a different style, and what is acceptable over here is not acceptable over here. And so kids are intelligent, they know. They just come and try grandma for a little while, and then she get them back on track.
Right.
But then when they go home, it's a different environment.
Do whatever they want.
They're able to do what they want. And that's the problem. So I'll have kids, they're potty trained with me. They're 2. They potty trained. Come Monday, they forgot what it is.
No way.
And I'm asking the parents, what are you doing? Oh, well, we're trying. No, because you can tell routine. Now, parents that work with me, their kids are on point because I'm giving them the tips and advice, and they're following it. And you can see it in their progress. So you can tell when parents are actually doing it, working with their child, and when they're not. The life. People got jobs, they come home, they're tired.
Life be lifing.
Relationships, emotion, and people don't realize your children between birth and 5 are the most crucial years in their life.
They're like sponges.
They have more neurons than all of us. They die off. You don't use them, you lose them. Children seeing abuse, seeing things they're not supposed to, not having a daily routine, not eating in a family style. Nobody sits at the table together and cut the TV off and talk to each other.
Oh, I remember that.
Everybody sit in front of the TV with a plate, and nobody's engaging with each other. How you feel today? How was it on your job? What did you do?
Right.
And did you play with your friend outside today? If they go outside.
I ain't going outside.
Everybody in their own little box.
Right.
And nobody, and you'd be surprised. That's why we got all these, I don't know, we're going to have all these introvert people who don't know how to socialize with each other no more because they weren't taught. You know, we used to walk to school like a mile, and it would be like 6 o'clock in the morning, pitch black. In the winter.
Yeah.
We talking old Michigan winters.
Do you hear me? You remember all that snow?
No, I didn't do that, but I do know what you.
They don't remember stuff like that.
I heard
Boy,
about
yeah, we used to walk. Our grandparents used to walk 5 miles. We used to walk 5 miles down there.
Right? Do you hear
Wake
me?
up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to go to school.
Yeah,
it's a
do you
different
hear
time.
me? We had the most independence, I'm going to tell you. And that's why I'm the way I am now. Did nobody drop us off?
Right.
We had to figure it out. And because people think kids are so intelligent, if you let them figure it out, they will. But why should I have to figure it out if you keep doing it for me? I'm not. I don't have to. You know you're not going to be here one day. So the best thing you can do is prepare your child for independence, not dependence. You know, and then you got these people who, you know, I got to figure out who I'm going to live off of or who going to take care of me. And these are bad habits that you teach your child at a young age because they see everything. You think they're not paying attention. They know everything. They watch you. Yeah. And what you do, how you live, affects your children. And then you get these parents, when they get older, they say, oh, I don't know why my kid acting like that. You don't remember what you used to do around them and what they saw? Kids coming in smelling like marijuana, book bags.
What do you do? What do you do when you see a kid that's in trouble? Like, you know, like something's not going on right in the household, and you want to help. How do you handle that?
It depends on what it is. I am a mandated reporter.
Oh,
I have to report it.
Oh,
I have to.
Because
you know, I tell
you a snitching, bro.
Because you know what,
man. Like I say, hey, if you wrong, you wrong.
I have to. If I don't snitch, if I don't snitch, hey, if I don't snitch and it comes back,
oh, it's on you.
I will get in trouble.
Yeah.
Word. Oh,
yeah.
Because I did not say anything. I didn't do an intervention to help or, you know, whatever problem it may be.
You could be damaging somebody's life.
Yeah.
Like if you see somebody, you could be damaging somebody's life.
Yeah.
And
you have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Because of my field, I have to say something.
Especially when it's with kids.
Little kids, because they can't protect themselves.
Little kids.
They can't protect themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got into this business because, you know, I had an accident when I was 19. I had a car accident. And at the time, I didn't know I had epilepsy. So I was having seizures and I didn't know it. So I wasn't working. And I was home all the time. I have, it's 4 children my mother has. I'm the youngest. So I had 2 brothers and a sister. So everybody had a family. They was married and stuff. And so they would bring their kids to me. Go pick them up after school and do this and that. So I was doing all this stuff. I was babysitting. We was going to the museums. We was going to all these little art programs. I had them in everything. Nice. We just enjoying ourselves. Nice. And especially in the summertime when they were out of school and their parents had to go to work. Oh, I was doing everything with them. And I looked up and realized, I said, wow, I got a child care and I don't have a child care. And I decided, I said, you know what? One day I'm going to get a child care. And it took a while. It took some years before I got one.
I'm just saying I have a knack for it.
And then I got an in-home child care. And Of course, my husband didn't want me to do it. I ignored him, did it anyway. And I looked up and I said, you know, I need to prepare myself because I don't want to be working in my house forever. I don't like that. I didn't like it because I felt like the world was leaving me behind because I wasn't out there working in it. Mm-hmm. So like all these little new technology, you know, you learn from your coworker. Oh, girl, it's a little trick. You can do this and that. Yeah. On a computer, it's a little trick. I didn't have nobody to do that with. I was by myself. So I was like, I got to get out of this house. So I started doing like the squirrels. You know, in the summertime, they collect all the stuff they want, and they bury it. So I started over years. I started collecting stuff for the child care. Started taking classes I needed. Started getting all my certificates and my license that I needed. And then, boom, got my certificate, and I opened an in-home. I did the same with the center. I said, dang, COVID hit. They giving all this money out. Let me try to get some. So I got a whole bunch of money. And I put it to the side. I said, okay. I was looking for a building. Mm-hmm. Seen a few, didn't get them. They was over my budget. And they took me through the wahoozy on a lot of those grants to get the money. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, certain, you know, people don't want you to have stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you're not a persistent person, and if you're not a person that give up, mm-hmm. you weren't going to get anything if you gave up easy.
Yeah, but you're a fighter.
One of these little grants, they had the nerve to tell me I owed child support. I had to prove that it wasn't me. I got all the documentation and sent it in, and I was awarded. That's just one of them.
Yolanda, are you at max on the kids that you take in now?
Not yet. Not yet.
Before you take it out, like, let the people know how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, you can.
How they can enroll their kids in Hooked On Books Childcare.
Well, you can get in touch with me. My website is www.hookedonbookschildcare.com. Mm-hmm. Our building number is 313-472-5236. You can go on the website. There's an intake form. You can fill it out, and it'll come directly to my email. And I'll give you a call, and I'll let you come and take a tour. We have a very safe, warm, loving environment where your child will get home-cooked meals, fresh juices. They have a clean, safe play area outside and inside.
Nice.
And we have a learning area where they will learn for their different, with their different age groups, and learning through play. Learning through play. That's the best thing you can give a child.
Do you know any of the programs that will help assist mothers or fathers who can't afford childcare?
One of the programs is that I know of is Department of Human Services.
Okay.
They have, I think they changed the yearly income. I think they made changes. So some people think they make too much, and you don't. Yeah. So it doesn't hurt to try.
Right.
I'd rather someone to tell me, no, you don't qualify, than me just thinking, oh, I don't qualify. Mm-hmm. Try it. Give it a try. You know, fill the paperwork out and see what they say. You know?
All right, Yolanda.
Thank you, Miss Yolanda.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
so
for
much
having
for
me.
coming.
Thank you for having me.
Now
so much.
rock with the CYPT podcast.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
CYPT podcast.
That's nice. All right, I love this. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our youth is so important, and I got to say, you definitely put them in a step in the right direction.
Thank you.
I'm so happy about that.
And I would like to say, you know, I had a passing in my family, and you guys did the beautifulest obituary. My mother was so pleased. I loved it. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're so happy with that.
All right.
Boogie.
You have just listened to the Can You Picture This podcast? The podcast for the strongest, fastest, most powerful t-shirt/print shop on this side of the Eastern Seaboard. You can catch us in the heart of Detroit, Greenfield, and Grand River, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Our address is 14223 Greenfield Road, Detroit, Michigan, 48227. Our phone number is 313-273-5000.